K-Rock, Mid-Atlantic Rock V's Marmy Rock Show. We are here with Steph from City of the Week out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They've got a new single out called Ungrateful. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
So, first time seeing you guys. We're excited to see you live. For folks that don't know your band, give us a little background of the band.
Yeah, so we're from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and right now we're on the When Did We Learn Not to Love tour in support of our new video and single for Ungrateful. And we've been a band about 5 years. We're, radio rock with kind of like an alternative feel. So kind of, something for everybody who likes rock and roll.
So tell us a little bit more about the tune Ungrateful. It's the new release that's out right now, so give us a little bit of the lowdown on that tune.
Yeah, so we recorded the song with Craig Owens probably almost a year ago actually, and we shot the music video ourselves for it. You can see it on YouTube or go to our website, and basically it's just kind of questioning, is love something that we learn over time, or is it something that that's ingrained in us? Is it scientific, or is it something that we learn? And because we're all a little ungrateful sometimes, and it's kind of different for us because usually we're very we don't give kind of band, and so it's really different, and putting something out, put your feelings out there is tougher, but we're like, screw it, we want to grow and be different and do different things, and so we put it out there and people really like it, so I'm glad we've been reaching people.
So I was watching the video, and my partner here is from Superior, Wisconsin. So as I was watching Minneapolis, we go up there every year. Tell us about the video. Was that on Lake Superior somewhere? Because it looked cold, it looked big.
Yes, it was on Lake Superior somewhere, and it was January is when we shot it, first couple weeks, and it was freezing. It was like -30. It was one of those really horribly cold days that everybody stays inside and they give you warnings, don't be outside, and we're like, we got a video to shoot. We don't got time for that. It was horrible. I wanted to die. We had a certain limited time that we could do it with the sunrise or the sunset going down, so those winter days are really short, so the sunset lasts about 30 minutes. So we did an hour of shooting, and it was the worst hour of my life. But you gotta look good, you gotta have the jacket open, you gotta just pull it together and do it.
Where was it filmed at?
We can't really say, to be totally honest, due to legal reasons, but it was on Lake Superior.
So, hey, so you mentioned you're out on tour now, and you've got some big dates coming up, including one we're going to be at, which is Rockfest in Cadott.
Yes.
So, tell us about that one a little bit, and also the big one with Ozzy.
Yeah, we're really excited. The Rock USA one, which is July 14th with Ozzy. It's actually going to be, I heard that it's going to be Zakk Wylde's first show back with Ozzy. Oh. So that's really, really exciting, and it's kind of nerve-wracking. We're on the main stage this year. We've played the festivals before. We did Chicago Open Air, we did Northern Invasion. We've done Rockfest in the past, but this is the first year that we've been on the main stage literally as direct support for Pretty Reckless, Volbeat, Ozzy, Rob Zombie. It's really, obviously we're really excited, and we worked really, really hard to get those spots, but I'm really intimidated. I'm just pushing it out of my brain and trying not to think about it, because when the day comes, I'm just going to be a mess, a complete mess. So I'm hoping it goes well.
I saw it looked like you're at the Rockfest venue a couple days, then you go to the Rock USA and come back. Is there some kind of a pre-party or festival or something?
They you probably saw the bands in town. They we're playing the 14th at Rock USA and the 15th at Rockfest. They keep pushing those dates, the 11th and the 12th, on our bands in town, and I keep deleting them, and they keep putting them back. So I think maybe they're just adding us to the whole festival is what they want, people to go the whole time.
Okay.
So they're advertising everybody the whole time. It must be what it is, because they must know when I delete them, because I'm people are going to think that we're playing the 11th, and I don't want
I asked her, I said, is there a campground party or something?
Yeah, so I know they do a pre-party Wednesday night.
Right, we'll be there for Wednesday.
Yeah, and then there's the dates Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but we're only playing Saturday, so I'm trying to delete it. I don't know, but obviously people should go the whole time because it is so fun. Oh, I love Rockfest.
Favorite event of the year. Absolute favorite event of the year. So I've gotten to know your music a little bit, listening to the first 2 EPs, and it sounds like to me your band has kind of really evolved with the last 2 singles. Can you talk about the growth of the band musically?
Yeah, so our first record came out in 2013, and we were, brand new. We were actually still teenagers at the time, so we kind of just threw together whatever we wanted to and put them out there. Was like, this is our music, that's cool. And then the next record, 2014, Disclosure, we kind of we wrote more songs than what's on the album, and then kind of selected and tried to give it more of a theme. And then obviously we started a whole other process. We started writing in 2015, and we started demoing things out, and really we wrote, way more songs than what's on the upcoming record, instead of just, oh, here's some random songs, let's throw them on. We're early 20s now, we're adults. We wanted to evolve. I think that's always really important. A lot of people, oh, you sold out, this and that, when bands evolve, but I mean, think of like Blink or like Linkin Park. Linkin Park's kind of a band that's got a lot of flack, but it's like they recorded that first record, they're kids, like they're teenagers, like they're not gonna be dressed the same, they're not gonna act the same and have the same feelings. They're in what, like 30s, 40s now? Like they're, it's been a while. So obviously they have different ideas in different situations, and I know some of them went through a divorce. Like obviously, like that's gonna come through in your music versus like I'm an angsty teenager. So we just kind of we never really want to lose our sound. We really like the mainstream rock with like the alternative with kind of like the jazz undertone, and so we just took it and just how do we make this more mature? How do we make this evolve with us, age with us, without being too selloutish or too boring? We always want to maintain our artistic integrity. And so actually Craig Owens produced the record. He's one of my favorite artists, and what I really like about him is, compared to working with other producers or other like writers, he's about the art. He lets us do us, lets us be us, and wants to bring out the best in you as an artist, and not, oh, this is going to sell, oh, don't do that, we need to simplify, we need to make a basic, no, this band does this and we want to make you like this band. It's literally just, it's kind of like pushing reset on our entire band when we went in the studio, and it was like, why are you doing this? Because I like it. Perfect, that's the best reason ever. Do it because you like it, because that's what you want to do at this moment. And that was really, really refreshing. I think that's a huge part of why the record turned out, or in the two new singles turned out, why as great and as much better than the first two than we expected. So we owe a lot to Craig, and also Jordan DeSorbo. He did like the engineering and had some input too.
So you guys play live and tour all over the place. What was the high point so far in your career? That one show you look back on and say, wow, that was the best moment we have had so far?
I think being a musician, I thought I would have a lot more moments of like, oh, this really defines my career, this really does. It's more of like a bunch of little tiny baby steps and doing it every single day. But I would say, we have had some really, really crazy high points. I think Chicago Open Air was probably the most defining, because it was so out of our league. Literally like the opener bands for the first 2 days, or the first day and the last day, were Gemini Syndrome. They were on Warner. Another one was Through Fire. They had like a #1 single on the radio, and we literally at that time we had never even been on the radio. We had never charted. We weren't even close to charting. We were this little, I call us like a regional band. We're a regional band from Minneapolis, Minnesota. What the hell are we doing on this festival that's like the biggest, most heavy-hitting festival of the entire year last year, is what everybody said, and I totally agree. there was no small bands, there were no regionals, there were no mid-level touring acts, and then here we are somehow on there, and that was really like, I just still am like, think back and I'm like, holy cow. Like I remember being on the Butcher Babies bus with them, because we know them really well, they're good friends of ours, and I remember they said, we're on Chicago Open Air, how the hell did we get on? And I was like, you guys are wondering how you got on? How the hell did we get on? Like that's the real question here. So I think being on that stage and playing with those acts, and literally being side stage for like Korn and Manson, and seeing like these acts that I like idolize, it was just really like insane. And 'cause there's only 2 stages there, most festivals have like 3 or whatever, so it's literally you're playing to a lot of people. So that was kind of unreal, standing up there. I'm like, holy cow, what the hell am I doing on this stage right now?
So that's the high point. We know the glamorous touring life of the road, Flat Tire Today, we heard, and all that good stuff. And I remember a good friends of ours had a show one night, and there was a ice storm, and we were literally their audience, the 2 of us. Have you ever had a disaster show where just nothing else could go right as far as logistics or?
We've had more than a few. Every band, the more you tour, the more you do, the more risks you take, the more you're gonna fail. We've had horrible shows. I remember one, it was like our first tour in 2012. We weren't even a real band. Like, I literally just pulled in some random dude to play guitar and was like, wanna tour in an SUV with us for a few days? Cool, okay. Like, we didn't have a real band, we didn't have a CD, we just got in the van, because we were trying to get to a music conference in Atlanta to learn, the business side. I was studying music business in school, and I just booked some shows, and we showed up to this venue, and they forgot that they booked us there. Like, they literally forgot, and there was nobody there, and they called in the sound guy. We played to 0 people. We had the sound man and his girlfriend, and the dog. It was a dog there. Like, yeah, that was like, but I mean, that was also like, we've been a band for a couple months. We weren't even a real band, so that wasn't really like, I had nothing to compare it to. I feel like the lowest point as actually being a real band was probably when our engine blew up in Kentucky in 2015. We were in the middle of a tour with Young Medicine, and literally it was like 3 in the morning. We're on the freeway, and our van the engine just blew up, and like the pistons melted inside, so the engine like melted. And it's a Sprinter. We have a Mercedes Sprinter, and I mean, those engines start at like at least like $10,000, and so I remember sitting on the side of the road, and we just got the next morning we got the official word that our engine was done, toast. And I remember going because we had to rent a vehicle to finish the tour. Our biggest shows were at the end, and we weren't even old enough to rent the vehicle because like nothing will let you pull a trailer. We weren't old enough, and so we had Mace from the other band, Young Medicine, rent us a vehicle and just pray to God that we didn't get stopped because we were driving it without the license we needed. And I remember just trying to go in to get the budget to rent a truck and just cry, like sitting on the side of the road and just bawling. I just had a mental breakdown. I was like, because we were sitting in the other band's van, I was like, give me this van, and I just started crying. I cried for like half an hour, and I called our old producer, and I was like, Eric, I don't know what to do. Like, I just want to be done. I don't know. Like, that was really hard. There's been a couple moments like that, but I mean, the highs make the lows worth it for sure.
So I saw full out acoustic live thing you did at a place, MMI. It looks like a recording studio or something. It seems like your songs kind of translate nicely. Do you ever do just a full out acoustic set, or was that kind of just a one-shot deal there?
Yeah, we've done some full acoustic sets, or we've had the one or two shows where you think they have what you need for a full band and they don't. So we'll pull out an acoustic guitar. Kind of what we've started doing now for acoustic things. A lot of it's radio performances. Going to radio stuff, they just want acoustic. It's just me and one guitar to really keep it simple and keep it about the song itself, and not trying to bring in a shaker and a tambourine and like get everybody involved. So, and I really enjoy that because it's so simple and I can just kind of do whatever I want, which is really nice. It's never a bad thing. So the MMI one, that one was a few years ago. They do like a band every week, and they called us in, and so we always try and make it work for whatever interpretation we have. So I mean, I personally really love acoustic shows. We did one actually in Chicago with Royal Bliss for 95 Will Rock. They had some sort of kickoff. Yeah, they did a kickoff party for their like cruise or whatever, which they did not invite us on. Which next year, guys, I want to be invited on that cruise. And it was awesome. It was just, it's just so magical, and I just feel like obviously when it's a full band show, there's so much to think about, and everything's to a click track, and it's just kind of a lot going on. And with acoustic, it's not to a click track. Like I just sing what I sing, and Cody and I just kind of play off each other, and it's just really like nice. And I feel like my musical training, I can just forget about everything, and it just takes over, and the art and everything. So that probably sounded very hippie of me, but it is.
Well, listen, we've had a good time talking to you. Steph from City of the Week. They're out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The new single is Ungrateful. And anywhere you want to send people to check out your music and follow you guys?
Yeah, you can go view our videos on our website, just cityoftheweek.com. It's WEAK. And you can also go to YouTube, type in City of the Week. We have a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Everything is super easy to find us. Like the handle is always just at City of the Week. We don't go too crazy with that. So yeah, I mean, you can find our music anywhere, Spotify, iTunes, just Google it even. I mean, nothing else really pops up.
Well, it's been great talking to you, and we will see you out in Cadott, Wisconsin in July.
Yeah, thanks so much.